Welcome to Primordial Flows. I invite you to pause and slow down. Here we journey into inhabiting the sources of our interbeing more fully through journeying, meditation, movement, breath, and sound. Taking a moment to offer gratitude to the spirits of the lands wherever we are. As I'm recording this from the ancestral territories of the Nooksack and Semiahmoo tribes. So as we begin, I invite each of us to drop an anchor, drop our roots down from our coccyx, down from our feet, rooting us down, connecting us to the center of the earth. Anchoring us. I'm seeing a blue light like a dragonfly appear. I was seeing dragonflies last week, noticing them. The dragonfly is inviting us to follow them through some bushes into this and trees opening into blue sky, and the dragonfly is flying through the blue sky over water, looking down onto the water, going a really long distance, seeing some seals, maybe riding on some seals or resting on some seals. And then the seal dives down into the water, and the seal invites us to go down into the water. We're following them down into this, I'm seeing this light blue water into this kind of water cave hole thing where there's still light streaming through from an opening in the rock. And here in this little opening, we reach the surface of the water, and there's a little family of, they seem more like otters than seals, but some sort of sea dog creature with a little family of babies. And the sun, they're kind of in the shade, but the sun is lighting up on some rocks. And then there's this other opening where the rocks opens up to this beach area, and there's a lion on the shore. And so we we greet the lion, and then the lion invites us to follow them or him. And then we go into this cave where there's a den of lions, their family. I see them playing. And there's a restful, playful energy with them. I'm noticing the vibrancy of their presence and their being. And there's an invitation for us to step into feeling into what it feels like to be a lion. So now we are a part of this family of lions, part of this larger ecosystem. Just noticing what it's like to exist in the wild like this. This primordial presence. Staying here for a while. Notice if you feel drawn to do anything as a lion and allowing yourself to move in this way. I'm noticing, after saying that, I'm noticing myself like chasing and hunting another animal. I don't know if I want to go into the details, but there's something about like the intimacy of this and like vulnerability of this life and the life of the prey. And feeling the spirit of each of those. And the soul. The soul feels more like a group. Like they're connected to each other. I'm feeling this pulsating. Noticing some pink flowers. And the flowers, I think, are also part of this soul and ecosystem. ecosystem might be obvious, but soul feels like this energy of of life, these flowers, like as some sort of offering, maybe from the earth, or the flowers being in the physical realm and in the spiritual realm, like blossoming. And I'm thinking about how Martin Prechtel, in his book Unlikely Peace at Kuchumaquik, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but he talks about when he was living with a tribe. I'm trying to remember the name of the tribe in Guatemala. And he was working with a medicine person there. They would go to different locations on the land that were associated with different organs or body parts. And so they would present offerings and stay awake and maybe sing. They would do things to make offerings to this, and from what I remember, he described it as they would burn candles for days at a time, and not sleep and tend to them, and either pray or sing or dance or all of those things. And the flames were like flowers blossoming in the spirit realm, and it's like they were feeding this primordial energy of life, something like this. And that's the feeling that came up when I thought of those pink flowers and that scene of hunting and being part of the same soul. So I'm feeling kind of cold. Put a blanket on. And there's a dog barking outside. Putting my hand on my heart. I'm hearing stepping into my calling, and the dog barking feels like going back to the sea dog, back into the water. There's something in the water to find. I have my candle going right now, and maybe there's a feeling of like, how am I ever going to fully step into the work that I love, that I want to serve through, through my true gifts. And I'm hearing the dog bark again. So if we're holding that inquiry, how do I step into my liberation through my gifts, through my service, through my discernment and my integrity? Let's dip back into the water with the sea dogs. Diving down into the water, the ripples feel like petals, like rippling out in formations of petals. Almost like diving through petals, diving deeper down. And now I'm sensing that the sea dog is hunting. So there's this feeling of looking for sustenance. To feed the family. The instincts, the gifts of the one who hunts, the one who tracks. In healing work, this feels like there's still tracking. There's tracking that happens, tracking for patterns. Tracking for sensations. Feelings. Sources of feelings. What are things that you notice? How do you track your sustenance? I'm hearing the dogs barking again, like that feeling of maybe protecting something. Being loyal, feeling loyal, a sense of loyalty. And protection. Maybe those are relational or instinctual gifts. Or things that you want to expand on. and contemplate how you'd want to offer those. Or even thinking about how do those dynamics, the dynamics of protection and loyalty, how are those moving through you right now, those qualities? I'm seeing some dirt, like a pile of dirt, a mound. And I'm seeing all sorts of creatures coming towards the center of this mound. Like in the forest, it's like they're all being drawn to this one mound. The soul of the forest gathering here. I'm curious, what is this mound? I'm getting quiet to listen. I'm hearing like squeals and like children laughing. Like there's tunnels underground. Maybe these are ancestral tunnels. Maybe they're opening the soul of the forest is sensing this opening, or this threshold starting to open. Feels like a great return. Of this ancestral wisdom that had a childhood that was fully embodied, fully in union with the soul of the forest. Like these wild ancestral children. Maybe like a set of twins playing. It's like they were buried and then like either stuck there or they never wanted to leave. I wonder if they want to go back to their ancestral plane. I'm hearing we were already there and we've come back through this portal in the ground. I'm hearing like the light that we breathe in through the trees, and the trees breathe in. That's created this like portal of light into the earth. And that they're returning. Reminds me of the Estrella, I don't know. I heard a little bit about that story of that goddess today from the astrologer Iris, talking about this eclipse in Pisces coming up on the 27th or 28th, depending on where you are. And Australia being a part of this planetary cosmic dance. Is Australia like a dwarf planet or an asteroid or something? I'm not sure. But I think she's conjunct the moon maybe, and is gonna move. Oh, she's conjunct something, and she's gonna move back into Pisces, and then she's gonna go forward again. So it's reminding me of that, because it's this feeling of something returning. Like part of the story was that she was the last goddess to leave Earth, because humans were becoming so greedy and fraudulent. And so she was saying that, Iris was saying that Virgil, connected to Dante's Inferno, had prophesied that she would return, that Estrella would return to Earth. And that seems like a similar energy as the ancestral children returning through these tree light portals and our breath. If we meditate on breathing that light in and down, and that trees can do this too. So something about these children returning, the goddess returning. There's something about stepping into offering our gifts that feels like it is countering that like greedy and fraudulent survival like mode. The ways that we've learned to adapt and survive in this world of like, yeah, this world of fraudulent and abuse of power, people abusing power. It brings me into recognizing the subtle and deeper ways that I've abused my power, or that I've either rejected my own power, given my power to other people, done that to other people, and then in a way been fraudulent if I was, there could be a spectrum of this, but sometimes it could be conscious, sometimes it could be unconscious. Like I'm saying, if it's connected to survival strategies. And so this stepping into offering our gifts feels like it's really rejecting those ways of being and surviving. And it's stepping into this like inner clarity, inner knowing. All right, let's keep moving down and through the water. I'm going back to moving through the water with the sea dogs, coming up for air, seeing the dragonfly, following the dragonfly back to the sky, the blue sky, taking in this blue sky, feeling it expanding your heart, your throat, your voice. Noticing how that might be connecting with other sensations in your being. Traveling between the water and the sky. Just feeling that great expanse. All the way to the trees. All the way to that dragonfly spirit, back into this moment of your being. Just breathing as we're coming back into our bodies. Noticing if there's any impressions you want to journal about. in love.